Hi guys. I wanted to take a minute and show you a little bit about what you have hopefully watched today on your egghead video, which is the present perfect. My apologies as I have to get him started before I can do anything awful. I'm sorry. So let's talk a little. He's going to talk to you today about something called the present perfect. In Spanish, they call that el pretérito perfecto. And what the present perfect is a compound tense to talk about something that has happened. So in English, it's using the word has or have plus an ed verb. Has talked, has walked, have studied. So there are plenty of irregulars in English, right? We don't say I have ate, we say I have eaten. So there are going to be some irregulars in English and in Spanish too. But I just wanted to break down the video because you saw so much in that little egghead video. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, I'm going to kind of skip through this video to break it down. First thing is just what it's called and how it breaks down. Oops, I think I needed to go here. So the present perfect is going to be using the present tense form of haber plus a past participle. A past participle is a verb when we take off the AR, ER, IR and add ado, ADO for AR verbs. And for ER and IR verbs, we're going to add IDO, IDO. Present tense form of haber you've never had before. If you remember, I used to always tell you there's only one form of haber that you're going to use as a main verb, and that's Hay. And that's true as a main verb, but now it's what we call an auxiliary verb. It's part of a compound verb tense. So as part of that compound tense, there are all different conjugations for it. So in the present tense, your conjugations are those. So you're going to conjugate haber. Of course, it has to be irregular. And don't forget, we don't pronounce the H. So it's pronounced a, as, a, amos, habes, and an. Those are your conjugations for the verb haber. And they'll just correspond to all of the subject pronouns. If you're taking notes, now would be a time to pause this video and make sure that you write these down. I know Egghead lists them straight down for you, and we usually do a verb chart. So if you'd like to throw them into the verb chart, just know that a, as, and a are going to be on the left all the way down, and amos, habes, and an will be on the right. Once you finished writing those down, go ahead and finish the rest of this video. So let's talk about a couple other things. So you're going to take those forms of haber and then you are going to add past participles. The examples that are given to you here, of course, one of them is irregular, but we'll start with the regular one. And that's this one. Yo he cerrado la puerta del gimnasio. So notice that they use the yo form of haber. So that's where your yo a comes in. And then cerrado is just taking off the AR off the verb cerrar and adding ado, A-D-O. I'll let you watch the video to know why they gave you all these different examples. I only have 5 minutes and I'm not going to spend too much time trying to explain that to you right now. But I just did want you to notice that. Now, other guys might be saying right now, wait a minute. I know the verb to have, and it is not haber, it is tener. You would be right, but tener is used as a main verb, meaning it's the only verb that's being used in that one instance with a subject, right? If I say, I have books, you just say, yo tengo libros. But as an auxiliary verb, as part of a compound verb tense, we use the verb haber. So a little bit confusing because English doesn't have two different verbs like that, but the formation of the present perfect is exactly the same as in English. So if you say, I have studied, you say, yo he estudiado. One more thing that I would like to show you, I scroll myself around here real quick, is that there are irregular past participles. Okay, these are the only ones though. So you don't have to worry about memorizing a whole lot of different ones. You just have to memorize these, which we will practice. So again, if you're taking notes, now would be the time to pause. Make sure you write these down. These are the irregulars. So abrir, I'm sorry, the infinitive. So abrir is the infinitive. And then here is the irregular. So it becomes abierto. Okay. Escribir, you wouldn't say escribido, you say escrito. So that's kind of how those break down. I'm actually going to do one more screencastify after this one to explain to you a little bit more about the past participles.